Two. Oh, I'm live. Oh my God. Hang on. There we go. All right. Yeah. And I haven't plugged that in, so I'm not listening. Hang on. Don't go away. Stay there. I got to plug the mic in. It's here somewhere. That's the mouse. That's wrong. There it is. I got it. I got it. I got it. It'll happen in a sec. In a sec. As soon as I can plug this thing in. There we go. So, yep, we're working. Right. Okay, so we're live. And probably no one's around now, and I've had to disconnect the mouse at this time of the day, um, and this time of the night, depending on where you are on the planet. There's probably no one around, and oh well, I'll just sit here and see what happens because I don't even know. I think I am. Um, what'll I do if no one's there? I'll play with something, but I'll play with my phone. Resume. Yeah. I've got this set on lap time. Can I see anything? What if I hit that? No, I shouldn't hit that. There we go. Okay. So everyone's out. I know. I know. I'm just adjusting things and looking. So there you go. And I've got to adjust things too. Because I know I can. Manage. You don't have access to the. Okay, I don't have access to the feature. Okay, do I have access to that? All right, we'll hit that, and nothing happens. Oh dear. Pop out dashboard. Ah, there we go. So I have a green. I have three people watching. Hi, three of you. I can't see you because oh, there we go. Trevor Woods. I just watched your last video. Hey, Trev, how are you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you see the tree? That was huge. Let me know how the audio is too, because I've got my NTG1 here, which I haven't used before on a live stream. It's a shotgun, and finally it started to work. Uh, mm, yeah, it's the weekend. So there we go. Yeah, audio's great. Thank you very much because I can relax now. I can sit back. It's it's one of those type of microphones. It's a long shotgun thing, and you can sit back from. You don't have to have not like I've got the microphones everywhere. Not like one of these where you got to be up sort of close. That one, this one you can sit right back. Ah. Oh, dear. Yeah. So, did you see the Aussie? Hey, Aussie, good to talk to you. Yeah, I'm only on for half an hour. I've sort of limited myself to half an hour because we've got things to do. Things to do out the back with that tree. That was the tree in the chook pen, and the neighbour's shed was being threatened by the overhang of that, and he's always forever cleaning leaves and stuff off the roof. So we sort of said, yeah, okay, we'll do it. And the guys come around and it took about 3 hours to put it on the deck because they had to go up the tree and chop it by sections. And there is a ton of stuff out the back of the hothouse. I'll do another video, uh, and I'll show you at the back of the hothouse where the head of the tree is. It's huge. And so we've got plenty of firewood for next year anyway. Now, look, we've got Vanessa Burns. Hi. Hi, Vanessa. You love your videos. Yeah, well, thank you very much. I was a bit worried because the last couple of videos haven't worked all that well. The one with Mrs. Mac cooking and doing the chicken and the stir fry. Well, it wasn't stir fry. It was she did sweet and sour sauce, and it was gorgeous. It was really good. And she put some. The last one I didn't mention. She put some chicken Aldi's chicken gravy powder, 3 tablespoons of that, and stirred that in. It was nice, made it nice and thick. It was really good. I enjoyed it. And we're actually when we get another thing of chicken breasts, uh, I'm going to do my favorite, which is the sweet soy and garlic sauce from Aldi in that same mix on a bed of rice. Someone suggested putting it on a bed of rice, and I thought, yeah. And Mrs. Mac thought, yeah, that's a great idea. So we'll do that as well. Trevor says, I was impressed that you worked on the tree as well as shopping. Well, I stood next to the tree. Some other guys, I couldn't cut that thing down. It was over 100 feet tall. And I've been trained by the state emergency service, but they don't train you to cut trees down. You cut them up, chop, chop, chop. But they don't cut trees down, so I haven't been really trained to cut a tree down, and that was in such close proximity to our shed, the water tank, and the neighbour's shed that, knowing me, someone someone would have a flat shed. Some other guys came along and did the job, and Giuseppe, hey, Giuseppe is in the house. He says, "Hey, Frank. Hey, Giuseppe. Good to talk to you." It's actually good to have people here. I didn't expect that we were going to have anyone around at this time of the day on a Saturday afternoon. What time is it? Oh, geez. It's 10 past 4, and everybody should be out doing hang on. You pronounced my name perfectly. Hey, no worries. Yeah. Well, see, I was brought up in a town called Wangaratta. It's over there, about 20 minutes over there. But to I'm going to say northeast, but it's more like east, is a place called Myrtleford, where a lot of Italians gravitated to after the war, after the Second World War. And it really is, well, it was a very Catholic, very Italian place. And a lot of um, prisoners of war, because it looked very much like Italy up there. And they just said, hey, Europe is a mess. We're coming back. So a lot of them actually returned to Myrtleford, where they were sort of held as prisoners, which they weren't really held as prisoners because it's the other side of the planet. Where are you going to run to? So they virtually had the run of the place. So they came back. So yeah, Myrtleford, and it's Italiano, no problem. Got the best pizzas, that's for sure. Actually, I was talking to a bloke who ran a pizza shop. Man, he's passed on now. And I wanted some lasagna, and he said, "I'm a no-sell." And I said, "You got it in the thing." He said, "Yeah, you come back tomorrow." And it vegetates and intensifies in flavor flavor over the 24 hours, and you're better off leaving it for a day, and it's just wonderful. So Giuseppe, yeah, got a lot of Italian mates up that way. Used to pick up all their recycling too. Yeah. That's one thing. Prince Charles, King Charles, now, when he went to Timbertop, well, I went to Timbertop 2, yeah. He went there for 2 semesters. This is the joke. I used to go there every second week to pick up their recycling, and it's true, up in the hills over there. Everything's just over there. Timbertop, the Outward Bound School, it's now co-ed. It was, boys only when he was there back in the early '70s, I think. Yeah. Let's have a look. I am born and bred in Sydney. Both my parents from Italy. Cool story. They're Italians. Yeah, fantastic. No, Myrtleford is a good place. If you're Italian, you'll feel right at home in Myrtleford. Mm. Lots of wineries all around the place. We live in an area where we have a thing called the winery walkabout every year, and they used to run a train up from Melbourne. Now they have buses, but it's well, all the wineries, they're just over that way. And the local supermarket over there at Rutherglen, if you want to buy, you don't have to go to all the wineries because the local supermarket has all the wines from all they have the best liquor department virtually outside the Barossa Valley, I would say, over there at Rutherglen. It's fantastic. It's good to see all you people. I mean, gee, what have we got? We've got the official Gibbo is here. Nice afternoon for a good. Yes, actually, how did you know it was Goon? It is. Mm, box wine. It's. I've only had that much. I haven't had much at all. But that's going to change. Actually, what's happened with the channel too? I was thinking seriously about starting another one. I tried to once before, and I made a hash of it. And I'm thinking, should I do a sort of a because our life is boring. Like a couple of the people I watch do a daily vlog, and I don't know how they can do it. Gee, every day doing something. I'm flat out doing 2 a week, and so I'm thinking about it. I just don't know. Uh, we'll think about it. Anyway, I've got a spare channel down there, just down there, and we'll think about it. But at the moment, yeah, it's a bit hard. Yeah, love the Chateau de Cardboard. Yes, it's wonderful. It's an Aldi job, that one. It's the what is it? It's the red, soft red. That's all I know. Oh, I tell you what. I think I've told this story before. There's this guy during COVID. There was this guy, and I've sort of gone into the bottle department at Aldi, and I've gone for the El Cheapo bottles. I got 2 of those for about $3.60 each. I'm like, yes, got those. That'll do for the weekend, sort of thing. And it's this guy, and he's walking out with 2 4-liter casks. He's put them in the trolley, and the wife's gonna go on. And he's headed back for another 2. And he had this big red nose and flushed face. I thought, "Boy, you got it bad." But that's what COVID did to a lot of people. A lot of people are still shut in. A lot of people still wear their masks in the supermarket and driving, and a lot of people are COVID drunks as well. They love their booze. Aldi don't sell plonk here in. Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame. Terrible. Um, one thing with when you buy alcohol at at Aldi, you can't go through the self-service checkout. You've got to go through a checkout chickie or a checkout bloke. But we were going to use the self-service checkout, and I'm not a big fan of the self-service checkout. And the guy said, "No, you can't go through there." Well, I don't know, why? You got booze in your thing, and you can't. You got to go through the. No, okay, all right, but never mind. There we go. So, I- how's everybody doing? What are you doing? I mean, why are you sitting there looking at me? You could be outside doing stuff. Here anyway, it started out really ugly this morning. Um, I did the intro to that, video this morning out there, and it was about 0 degrees, and, it's turned out to be a really, really nice day. It's gotta be 15, 16 degrees right now. What suburb were you in when you lived in Melbourne? We lived in, to start out with, we lived on Surrey Road in Box Hill, and then we moved out to Tacoma up on Mount Dandenong. And I am watching the. Is that the? I, there's a heart in the road there. I have to. mm, Hang on. I suppose it's the footy. You're watching the footy. Yeah. I can't. I get too emotionally involved with, with football. I'm a St Kilda supporter. You have to understand. I get too emotionally involved, and when we lose, nah, it's just no good. But there you go. Up this way, there's a very, very big Collingwood contingent. People round Wang because Wangaratta has two teams. They have the Hawks, which are brown and gold, and the Magpies, which are black and white. And I played for the junior Magpies when I was a kid and got beaten up. So I'm only this big, and yeah, but no, it was good. It was great. It's terrific to see you all. I can't. I've lost something. Hang on. What have I lost? The jump out thingy. The pop out dashboard popped back in. Hang on. There it is. And there we go. It says, yeah, everything's working. And there's 20, was it? Current viewers are 8. And there's 22 views. Got this little screen that pops out. I follow the West Coast Eagles. The Weagles, poor few years for us. Oh, look, I think you go through peaks and troughs, and it's a 6 or 7 year cycle. Um, and if you don't win the grand final, you sort of drop that. Mind you, Hawthorn had that magic period, didn't they, where they couldn't do anything wrong, and they just won just about everything. How many grand finals in a row? I don't know. I can't remember, but they just seemed to win everything that was going on. That's crazy. But I gave up after 1966. St Kilda won by 1 point. They beat Collingwood that year by 1 point, and it just didn't sort of happen for them. They were there or thereabouts, but never got it again, which is a real shame. Yeah, but the West Coast Eagles are a good team. They are, the whole lot of them. I enjoy watching the game, but like I said, I get too emotionally involved these days. It's no good. Can't do that. Mm. Oh, I had a person drop out there. It was 9, now it's 8. Was it me? Was it something I said? Oh my God. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. I'm just about ready to pull the pin on this. The only reason I popped on really was to test out this microphone. I gave up when Barry Cable left North Melbourne. Yeah, well, he went and he coached for a while, didn't he? Um, did he go back to South Australia and he coached? I think Barry. So long ago, because Barry he would have been in the late 70s and through the 80s. And I'm not quite sure because I was working in Melbourne radio by then, and I was what was I was 82 from 82 to 92. I was in Melbourne on the radio and full of myself. He went to Western Australia. No, um, I can't. I thought he was a South Aussie player. Like he went to West Aussie to coach. I knew he coached, but I wasn't quite sure. Yes, you could be right. Anyway, not to worry. Listen, long story. Trevor, my wife, is from Melbourne, and I had to follow a team as the family is AFL crazy. I know, yes. I follow Parramatta, yeah, in the NRL. Eagles, same colours, fair enough. So I decided to follow them around 1993. Yep. Oh, that's fair enough. Well, a friend of mine was, what was it? He wasn't Parramatta. Was it Penrith? Oh, he was crazy because he loved league. It was just his thing. And used to come to work with a jersey on. Crazy man. Oh my God. Yeah, 1993. I can't even remember 1993. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I can actually. That was the year I left Melbourne and we moved up here. And I was working for a country radio station just up the road on the border. And I was there for 7 years and had enough. Once you've worked in Melbourne, this is going to sound so egotistical. It really is. But once you've worked in a major market like that, and you come back to the country area where you grew up and everything like that, it's just not the same. It is not the same. It's not the same pressure either. You could have the ratings used to say, well, you've got a football crowd, a home and away match. If you can imagine a football crowd like 45,000 people listening to you on the radio, that's what it's like in Melbourne. But when you get to a country town like, say, Wangaratta or Albury or something, it goes down to maybe 300 uh, cumulatively. Like some people drop out, some more people come in, but it's roughly 300 every quarter hour as opposed to 40 odd thousand. So there's not as much pressure to do the job, but you tend to coast a bit. And I'd had enough by just the 2000. I'd had enough. That was enough. Oh, where did you meet Mrs. Mac? Met her in a music shop in Wangaratta. I was teaching guitar, and she wanted to learn. And anyway, we sort of hit it off, and that was it. That was 1974, long time ago. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm getting close to my deadline too, and I've got to get out there and do some stuff. Hey, look, thank you very much for chatting and coming on and being so nice. I'd said to Marilyn, Mrs. Mac, um, that I've got the nicest people listening to me or watching our videos because the way you respond, with nice thoughts and it's just, there's no trolls, which I think is fantastic. Giuseppe's going, see you, Frank. Thanks for the stream. And Trevor said, new computer is working good. It is. It seems to be okay. And oh well, there you go. Yes, look, I better go too. But thanks everyone for jumping on and having a chat. Good to talk to you, and we'll catch up in another video. I've got to do a food review video, and I've got something in the fridge, so we'll do that. I'll probably end up doing that on Monday. We'll see you then. See you, Trevor. See you, everyone. Thanks for being there.